Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started. Breaking news: Flavio Briator returns to F1 as Alpine team principal after sudden management shakeup. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. We've got breaking news in the world of Formula One, straight from the paddock. If you want to stay updated on everything that happens across the grid, don't forget to subscribe and activate your notifications. And if you enjoy quick, informative updates with no fluff, give this post a like to help support our work here at GPM Casa Plus. Now let's get straight to it. In a dramatic development, the Alpine F1 team has just confirmed that team principal Otmar Szafnauer's replacement, Otmar Watch, has officially resigned from his position. The announcement came as a surprise, especially considering that the decision is effective immediately, meaning that Watch has already vacated the role, with no transition period announced. And who's stepping in to fill the void? None other than the veteran and controversial figure Flavio Briator, who makes a surprising return to the position of team principal, a role he hasn't held in well over a decade. His return marks one of the most unexpected plot twists in recent F1 history, as Briator now assumes full leadership over Alpine while retaining his current role as the team's executive advisor. At the time of the announcement, no official reason was provided for Watch's sudden resignation. However, speculation has already begun to spread across the F1 community, with many believing that internal disagreements or performance dissatisfaction may have played a part. Alpine, after all, has had a turbulent start to the current season, both in terms of car performance and strategic direction. Briator's appointment immediately raises eyebrows, not only for his polarizing past, but also for what it signals about Alpine's direction. For those unfamiliar with his legacy, Flavio Briator is one of the most recognized names in F1 history, credited with nurturing the careers of world champions like Michael Schumacher and Fernando Alonso during his tenures at Benetton and Renault. However, his reputation is equally tied to scandal, particularly the infamous Crashgate incident in 2008, which led to his suspension from the sport at the time. Yet, it appears Alpine believes that his leadership experience, tactical insight, and deep understanding of the sport can help steer the team through this moment of instability. His appointment also reinforces the idea that Alpine is ready to take bold and decisive actions as it aims to reposition itself as a front-running team in the coming seasons, especially with the 2026 regulation changes on the horizon. The decision has already sparked a flurry of reactions online. Some fans are enthusiastic, seeing Briator's return as a potential masterstroke to revive the team's fortunes. Others are skeptical, questioning whether someone with such a controversial history should return to such a high-profile role within the sport. What is undeniable, however, is that this move adds even more intrigue to an already dramatic F1 season. With Flavio Briator back at the helm, all eyes will be on Alpine, not just to see whether they can improve performance on track, but also to observe how the team's internal dynamics evolve under this new leadership. So what do you think about this managerial shakeup? Do you believe Briator's return is a step in the right direction for Alpine, or are you concerned about the possible fallout? Could this bold move reignite the team's competitive edge, or will it bring more controversy than clarity? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your take on this developing story. What's going on with Aston Martin? A tough start to 2025 and eyes set on the future. How's it going, race fans? Let's talk about a team that's been raising a few eyebrows this season, Aston Martin. After the Miami Grand Prix, their position in the Constructors' Championship is less than ideal, just 7th place with a mere 14 points scored. For a team that started 2023 with podiums and high expectations, that's a dramatic slide. And it's clear the situation is frustrating everyone, especially Fernando Alonso. The Spanish veteran, known for his sharp feedback and high standards, hasn't held back. Week after week, he's been openly demanding improvements from the team. But here's the catch. The team itself has already signaled that not much more can be done with the current car. In fact, most of their resources and focus are already being redirected, not toward the 2025 car, but to 2026, when Formula One will enter a new era with sweeping regulation changes. One key figure at the center of this pivot is Adrian Newey, the legendary F1 designer who recently joined Aston Martin. But don't expect him to jump in and fix the 2025 car. According to team sources, Newey will be dedicating his full attention to the 2026 Challenger, refusing to spend time trying to patch up a car that's already considered a lost cause. That said, the team isn't completely abandoning updates for this year. There will be new parts coming, but not for the reasons you might think. As revealed by Aston Martin team principal Mike Crack, starting with the Monaco Grand Prix on May 25th, the team plans to install prototype components on the 2025 car, parts originally designed for the 2026 machine. Why? It's all about data validation. The team wants to ensure the numbers from their wind tunnel and simulations align with real-world behavior on track. This approach is seen as essential after past disappointments where cars looked strong in testing but underperformed during races. By testing 2026 tech early, albeit in modified form, they hope to avoid those costly misalignments and ensure the next generation of Aston Martin is competitive from the outset. In short, Aston Martin has effectively written off the rest of 2025 to serve a bigger goal: building a winning car for the future. The second half of this season will essentially be a live testing ground, with Alonso and Lance Stroll tasked with gathering as much feedback as possible. It's a risky move, sacrificing short-term results in hopes of long-term glory, but with Adrian Newey on board, expectations are high. Still, the current season won't be easy. The drivers must remain focused, despite knowing that podium finishes are unlikely and the team's priority isn't even this championship. It's a tough ask for competitors like Alonso, but the payoff could be immense if everything goes to plan. So what do you think? Will Aston Martin's strategy of using the current car as a lab for 2026 tech pay off in the long run? Can Newey work his magic and deliver a game-changing machine next year? Or is the team risking too much by giving up on the present? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, stay tuned for more updates as this bold strategy unfolds. The week has started with high drama in the world of Formula One, and the spotlight is once again on Alpine. According to a report from the race, the French team is seriously reconsidering its current driver lineup, and Jacques Dohhan may be on the verge of losing his seat before the Imola Grand Prix. This comes after yet another disappointing weekend for Dohhan, who was forced to retire on the very first lap of the Miami Grand Prix following contact with Esteban Ocon. Unfortunately for the young Australian, this wasn't an isolated incident. His recent performances have been plagued by mistakes, crashes, and an overall lack of results. With the team desperate for points, Alpine's patience seems to be running out. Meanwhile, his teammate Pierre Gasly has been more consistent, quietly outperforming Dohhan and doing a better job of extracting performance from the car, even if Alpine hasn't exactly had a championship contending package this season. That performance gap, combined with Dohhan's early exits, has intensified internal discussions about a potential mid-season driver swap. Sources at the race claim that during the Miami GP weekend, there was already serious movement behind the scenes. Multiple insiders hinted that Dohhan's days in the car were numbered and that Franco Colapinto, currently serving as a reserve driver, was being lined up to take over as early as the next race. This wouldn't be the first time Colapinto's name was linked to a full-time seat. Just a few weeks ago, a major sponsor of the Argentine driver, the CEO of YPF, accidentally revealed in an interview that Colapinto would be debuting at Imola, even before any official statement from Alpine. That moment, caught on a live broadcast, only added fuel to the rumors. Adding more credibility to the speculation, Flavio Briator, now acting as executive advisor at Alpine, has reportedly been pushing hard for Colapinto's promotion. Briator is said to be convinced that the young Argentine has far more potential than Dohhan, and that he can deliver better results immediately. And now, we may have confirmation. In a last-minute update, journalist Will Buxton reported that Jacques Dohhan has already been notified by Alpine that he will not continue with the team. Colapinto will be behind the wheel at Imola, making his official Formula One debut in front of a packed Italian crowd. A high-stakes environment for a rookie, no doubt. So what does this mean for Jacques Dohhan? Unless another team picks him up quickly, this may well be the end of his F1 career, at least for now. It's a brutal reminder of how competitive and unforgiving Formula One can be, where opportunities are rare and results are everything. For Colapinto, the challenge will be immediate. He must prove Alpine right and justify the decision to make a mid-season change. With a car that's still struggling for consistency, it won't be easy. But it's also the opportunity of a lifetime for the young talent from Argentina, a chance to show he belongs among the best. And now we ask you, do you agree with Alpine's decision to replace Dohhan? Is Colapinto ready for Formula One? Or is the team moving too quickly, risking the development of both drivers? Let us know in the comments. One thing's for sure, Imola just got a whole lot more interesting.